Yay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello,
Good
everybody.
evening.
All right, we're going to let me get YouTube going so I can see it. Oh boy, I've got all my things. Where's my YouTube? Hi, everyone. Hello. I think you can see me.
And me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how do I get to my YouTube stream? Oh, there it is. Okay, got it figured out now. All right, so chat is open. There's the Love Witch. Hi, Love Witch. I had an issue, a slight issue, in that I had logged into the Catland account and I couldn't figure out how to. I'm like, why are none of my buttons showing up? Because I wasn't on my account. So I had to log out and log back in again. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Oh, Soul Power Tarot, Jen B. Great to see you guys. So what we're doing is called Tarot for Kindness. This is me and my friend Yvonne, my friend in Kiev. Kiev? Did I say it right? Kiev.
That's correct.
I'm really trying my pronunciation. I already got corrected once today for Chocha.
Your tone should remember Ukrainian words and how to move. So
Yeah.
you will very quickly.
My soul needs to remember better because all I say is my Ukrainian words with an American accent, which is how my mom would talk. So that's how I would talk, So hello, everyone. Oh, it's so great to see everyone here. Cynthia Moon, great to see you guys. Okay, so let me explain to you what we're doing. You guys are lucky because today I've got the Silver Acorn Tarot, which is Stephanie Buscema's gorgeous new tarot deck that I was lucky enough to bully her into letting me write the book. I pestered her. I'm like, if you do a deck, I have to write the book, please, please. But she's so kind, and I had so much fun writing that book for her. So this gorgeous deck is what we'll be using, which is got all these magical images, really beautiful, all kinds of, look at those little cats dancing on the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, it's the cutest deck ever. I want to live in this magical world that she has with pumpkins and cats and birds, owls, all these beautiful animals and creatures and beings. So we'll be reading off of this deck. So what we're doing is we're going to be doing, oh, Cynthia says it's my first time joining. Great. This is only our second time doing this, honestly. So what we're doing is Yvonne, I'll explain a little bit in sort of a nutshell. Yvonne is in Kiev and he is running groceries for grannies. We'll call it groceries for grannies because he's buying groceries for seniors who are not able to stretch their pensions to be able to pay for food. So oftentimes they have to choose between heat and food, or medicine and food, or rent and food. So all of these situations that are really so difficult, and these elders, they don't have a way of it's not like you can say, well, go out and get a job or go out and work. A lot of them are at home. They can't move. They are dealing with disabilities. They have, some of them are bed bound. Some of them have to use canes. So they are just relying on these pensions that aren't able to stretch and pay all their bills. So Yvonne has taken it upon himself to do these acts of kindness, which is to buy 2 weeks of groceries to help them stretch their budget a little bit, so that at least they have these basics: bread, milk, butter, a little bit of cheese, maybe a little cookies, some chai, some tea.
Meat.
What?
Vegetables, meat.
Vegetables and meat. So lots of things to so that they can eat healthy food, but they also have food and in the stories that you see and that they share. I mean, he interviews these seniors and they share their stories, and many times, and Yvonne, who speaks English so beautifully, really beautifully, his language skills are super top notch. He's able to translate these into English. And a lot of these seniors are saying like, oh my gosh, I was down to my last crust of bread and you came with these groceries. Or they also appreciate the visits. So right now in Kyiv, it's 5 a.m. So Ivan is getting up every Wednesday at 5 a.m. so he can join us here and share these stories. That's why it's so late in the evening. You guys are like in the East Coast are like 10 p.m., but that's 5 a.m. And I can't, in good conscience, make him get up before 5 a.m. I mean, 5 a.m. is a lot even as it is, but at least he could have some sleep, you know? So, so anyway, a week's worth of groceries costs approximately $40 US, or 2 weeks worth of groceries, sorry, of these basic groceries cost $40 US. So we need to raise $40 for each senior that we're helping. Now, one of the concerns that Ivan has is that if the money doesn't come in, then these seniors have to wait longer than a month for him to come. And longer than a month makes them feel sad, makes them feel a little like nobody cares, and so on. And so what I've been doing consistently has been raising money. First through, we had the sale of the 100 candle spell kits. That was amazing. You guys are amazing. We sold 100 spell kits to help to bring victory to Ukraine was the purpose of the spell kit. But those $40 from that spell kit, 100% of it went to feed these seniors. So I donated the candles and the oils and all the things that went into the spell kit, the juniper smudge and all of these things that went into this spell kit. But all the $40 went to help these seniors. Then I set up the sale of the Baba Yaga candle spell kit. That candle spell kit, $10 of each order goes to Ivan to feed the seniors. But however, that's a lot, because I mean, if you're, selling 4 kits, you're only feeding one grandma. So what we decided to do, we thought, we were sort of brainstorming, and I said, let's go onto YouTube and let's do a thing where I do tarot readings, public tarot readings, live tarot readings, and we'll do it for $10 per card. So if you make a donation while we're here, while we're on the air, and you have Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle, those are the 3 that I know of. If you guys can think of something else, I'll try and figure out, like if you're in another country and those don't work for you, tell me what works and we'll get that going too. So what we're doing is tarot readings for kindness, tarot for kindness. So we're doing this to help the seniors. 100% of the money that you donate, it goes directly to feed these seniors. As soon as we're done with this, I send all the money via PayPal to Ivan. Ivan then goes buy the groceries, and then this will be today's grocery purchase. Whatever we do today, we'll do. And if it's more than today, maybe today and tomorrow. So we're hoping that you will open your hearts and you will help us here by donating. And again, you donate $10 per card. So if you want a 1-card reading, you ask the question over in the chat, you make the donation, you let me know where you donated so I can look and see your donation. If it's 1-card reading, you donate $10. 2-card reading, donate $20. 3-card reading, $30. 5-card reading, $50. 10-card reading, $100. So whatever you want to donate, knowing that this money is going to feed these wonderful, amazing seniors. And we're going to learn about one of them today, because you're going to share that story about this one. So while everybody's getting their questions in, making their donation, Love Witch, do you want to put, by the way, here's 2 things you need to know. If you go to tarotforkindness.com, it'll take you to the page on my website that has the description of what we're doing and the links to the Venmo and the links to PayPal so that you can make your purchase. So that's one thing you need to know. So Love Witch, could you put that into the chat and pin it to the top, so that maybe if we can pin it to the top so people know where to go, and maybe the Venmo link and the Facebook link, we can put it here too. That would be a great help. So you guys can make your donations, $10 per card. And if you want to also, maybe you don't want a reading, maybe you just want to make a donation. You can either do it to me and I'll send it to Ivan, or you can send it directly to Ivan, because he has his own PayPal And his PayPal account is, maybe I should type it because it's kind of hard to translate. So let me get that in there. Your last name is a little unfamiliar to English speakers. At gmail.com, and you can send donations directly via PayPal if you want to just donate. Don't send them to him if you're going to get a reading, because I can't check them. That's the only reason. I'm going to send it to him afterwards anyway, but there's the place. There's his email in the chat, and then you can see those donations directly. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the chat notes. Well, why don't we learn about the grandma? Do you want to talk about the granny, one of the grannies that you're going to be helping? I can share the picture. Let me get that picture up.
Do you want me to explain the situation in general?
Yeah, and then I'll put the picture up. I'll share the screen. I'll put the picture up so we can get that visual to go with it. But you can go ahead and start talking about.
Okay, at the moment there are no less than 192 grannies, so it's closer to 200. And these are people who help regularly. As Madame Pamita said, we try to visit them every month, but sometimes we have to stretch our intervals. And you said that it makes them sad. I would say that first of all, it makes them hungry, because by hungry, I mean that a person literally doesn't have anything to eat. So no, even a crisp of bread. And these cases are, not so rare as I wanted to be. Yeah, and for example, today we are going to visit a granny. We called her yesterday, and she is among this list. So she doesn't have nothing to eat, absolutely. Her fridge is empty. Her pension will be in a week. So what are your offers to her? What should she do in this case? Fortunately, we got it on our control, and we will visit her. Yeah, I also wanted to tell a little about the situation for this week in Kiev. I mean, not grannies, just the situation about Kiev. So 9 days between May 1st and May 9th were very loud for Ukraine in general, and for Kiev in particular. We had 5 massive airstrikes in Kiev here tonight. I mean, at night, and we had many explosions, but our anti-aircraft defense was on top, and we shut down almost everything. Of course, we didn't sleep all these 5 nights because, when Patriot works, it's a very loud event. Yeah, and I predicted that it will be hugely decreased after May 9th, because Putin is a guy who likes symbolism. Yeah, so his army arranged us an air show 5 times. But fortunately, our losses are minor because of the good work of our anti-aircraft defense. Yeah. As for the grannies, I will be brief. First of all, I want to thank Madame Pamita, who created this beautiful event, because for me, this is an absolutely win-win event, which is honestly rare. It happens rare in our lives. Why win-win? Because you guys get answers about the directions you have to go, you should go in your life. I get resources, grannies get food. This is absolutely amazing. So thank you again. And about the granny and the man you see, right now on your desktops, on your mobile devices. I picked this photo because this is not a granny we are going to visit today. This is a granny we visited last Thursday, a week ago, as a result of our first event, Terror for Kindness. So I just wanted to show you the result, one of the results, and also we have probably you have, because Mother's Day is more popular in the United States, in Western Europe. So you have Mother's Day on Sunday, and I have a very heart-touching and very inspiring story that is related to this day. So this woman lives in Zaporizhia. Her name is Marfa Kuzminichna. He's almost 89, and this is her 67-year-old paralyzed, disabled son. And actually, she's his only hope, because he is absolutely helpless without her help. And in the age of 89, she has to be strong, because he has no chances without her. And the only thing that she has is mother's love, and which keeps her moving further. And during the last time, she has a progress with her dementia. She forgets where is she going on the street. She forgets things. She forgets even how her building looks like. So sometimes she has to ask just strangers on the street to help her to get to her home. Yeah, and I just can't imagine the horror of this situation for her when she has to be strong and her brain began to fail. This is just crazy for me. My brain cannot take it, cannot accept this. I don't know what should I do in this situation. And she still carries on, because her mother's love is at the moment it's stronger than all the diseases. And you can see the pack of tips in her hands. This is the medicine we bought her, which makes the dementia slower, and it increases the brain function. It's quite expensive meds, and we bought it, of course, because we couldn't leave it just like that. And this meds is also a result of last Wednesday reading. So thank you so much. Tell your friends, if maybe someone wants to get his directions too. Visit my Facebook. Actually, Pavel, you don't need to type it this time, because you can see all my contacts on Terror for Kindness
Yes.
website.
If they go to Tarot for Kindness at the bottom, it's got Ivan's Facebook and also Instagram, where you can see the stories of the seniors he's helping and the food they're getting and their stories. I mean, the interviews are amazing. The stories are amazing, and they're so grateful. Oh my gosh, they're so grateful, so thankful for your delivery. I mean, always they're like, bless everybody that donated, bless everybody that delivered the food. They're just unbelievably filled with gratitude. You're like Superman to them in some way, I think, or what would be, I don't know. That's Superman, right? Is the guy.
I don't know this word. At least I don't use it. Just an average guy who found his place in this harbor and swims here.
It's like we just have to do something. And you guys are doing something when you donate. And I'm happy to donate, to give these readings. And we already had one donation of $50, which is amazing. That's 1 1/4 grannies you're feeding right there. Maybe a granny and then some medicine you're feeding. This is like a beautiful thing. So should we start with a reading so Burial doesn't have to wait too long to get her reading? Should we do it? And then we can
Sure.
talk more about what's going on. Okay, great. Okay, let me stop.
One last thing.
Hmm.
I think that we will have plenty of time to introduce all the grannies to you. So let's follow this rule: one session, one granny. Like
Okay,
today.
she's like our special granny of the week, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
you see, I picked this granny very. mm, I don't know this word, but it's related to Mother's Day.
Yes,
This is a
because
great
she's taking
example of being a mother. As for me, she always inspired me.
yeah, that she loves and cares for her son with and gives every last thing for this disabled son and takes care of him. I hope too that there's some plan for her, for him too, if she passes at some point, that
They
there's
doesn't
some.
have they don't have money at all, so no plans. She just has to carry on every single day, on and on.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Just go this
Oh
way.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, um, Fariel made a question. What do I need to know about finding a new home? What do I need to know about finding a new home for my highest good? And she gets a 5 card reading. She donated $50. Thank you so much, Fariel.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
thank you. Um, and then Jen donated a 3 card reading. Great. So we're going to have 2 reading. And Lady Vader 77 says, thank you for sharing photos of the grannies. It's so
You're
important.
welcome.
They're lovely. And you can see so many more. If you go to Yvonne's page, go to tarotforkindness.com, go to the bottom, you'll see the links to follow Yvonne on Instagram and Facebook. Hello, KP3 Goddess. Okay, we've got 2 readings to do. So, first, Fariel wants to know about finding a new home. We're using, by the way, those of you that just came in, we're using the Silver Acorn Tarot, which is Stephanie Buscema's new deck that is amazing. I have it for sale at the Parlor of Wonders. I think, Fariel already bought a deck. So you'll get to have the joy of working with this beautiful deck that is so smooth and really great to work with, I have to say. And the images are really, they just speak to you. So let's see what's going on with your house, your new house energy. What's going to make it smooth, easy, bring you the highest and the best? Let's see. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. Ah, sweet, full of love, full of happiness. Going, yes, I see you moving. Okay, first card that shows up, the very first card is the 10 of Swords. Now, most people look at the 10 of Swords and they're like, oh man, that is not a happy card. But actually, this card is rather neutral because what it represents is closing one chapter and opening a new chapter. So when we think of 10 of Swords as that energy of closing one chapter and opening a new chapter, it's neutral. So if what you had before wasn't your highest and your best, maybe it was something terrible, then 10 of Swords is a relief because what it says is that you're never going to have to go back to that state of being. So I see your house move, Fariel, as being something that is really quite I won't say it's dramatic, but it's like it's a move that you will never go back to the state that wasn't your highest and your best. You're really moving, leveling up and staying at that level or higher. You're not going back to the old way of being or the old living situation or the old things. It's a card that says that chapter is closed. The chapter with where you're living now is closed, is going to close, and that the new chapter begins. One of the clues that we see in this card is like the idea that there's you can see like the sky is dark at the top, but it's like getting little light at the bottom. That's like the new day dawning. If you've ever been out like Yvonne at 5 a.m, you're gonna see this today. I'm not a morning person. But once in a while I wake up very early. And if I wake up before dawn, I like to open my window shades, open the window and look outside and watch that gradual change from dark of night into a little bit of gray light and then more light. That's what a new beginning is. Our ancestors worked with the energies, of course, of the sun, and the new day rising was seen as like the beginning, the new beginning. The night has ended and the day is beginning. So as we think about this in terms of buying your home, it's a new day dawning. So anything that you want to get rid of from your past experience, this is a great time to do it. It's also 10 of Swords energy, is also eclipse energy. So people freaked out because we had an eclipse. I'm like, an eclipse is great because an eclipse is like doing a hard reset on your computer. When your computer's kind of running slow, it's not working the way it should be, and you shut it down and then you restart again, or you wipe it clean and then you restart. It's like you have a brand new computer. That's the energy of 10 of Swords. So closing one chapter, opening a brand new chapter, and anything that you want to leave behind, you can leave behind. That shows up in the 8 of Cups. Now, with the 8 of Cups, we see this little cat, the cute little orange cat, going for a journey, an expedition, an adventure, leaving the cups that they want, but going and finding the cup that is going to bring the fulfillment of the 9 of Cups. When we see 9 of Cups, that card represents fulfillment. So the 8 of Cups is like getting that last thing that's going to fill your heart, that's going to bring you joy, and is going to, make you satisfied. So I feel like there is something about this living situation that you're in now that has maybe not big dissatisfaction, but something isn't quite 100%. And you're moving into this new one that is going to be totally fulfilling, but you have to go out and get it. That's the message of the 8 of Cups. Keep what you want to keep, but go out and get the additional thing that is going to bring your happiness, bring your fulfillment. Now, I see in this process, this is an interesting thing, the process of getting the home. There's a whole thing with the process. On one hand, you might feel like 5 of Pentacles. Oh, I can't, this shows like a little carrot and a little beet in this case. They're out in the cold, they're poor, they're shivering, they have rags on, they're suffering. But here is this barn, in this case, usually a church, but here it's a barn, with these windows with the lights on inside. The carrot and the beet, turnip, this is a turnip, I think, not a beet. The carrot and the beet, turnip can go inside the barn. They can go inside. They can get warm. They can be safe. They can be sheltered. But they're feeling left out in the cold. So I would encourage you, if you have not yet found your house that you want to have, Variel, that you go and don't feel like the door is closed to you, because that 5 of Pentacles can sometimes feel like, oh, there's no way I'm going to get a house. There's no way I'm going to get this dream home of mine. And so what that is reminding you is that there's always a way. There's always a way. Like, you just have to find the entrance to the barn to get into the barn. The doors may be closed, but try the other doors. Try a window. Try and sneak through a crack. But there is always a way to get into it. So if you're feeling doubtful or worried about your ability to get this dream house, then I would encourage you to be courageous, to be resourceful, to keep leaving no stone unturned, that you keep trying until you get it. Now we have another card, 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups represents lots of choices, right? There's lots of choices. Each cup has something different. Oh, look, there's even a house in that one, right? There's a house in that cup. So we have lots of choices, some good, some bad, some medium, whatever. But one of the things that we see is that one choice, the eye actually has this sparkle around it, has this special energy around it. What that represents is actually the third eye, the intuition, the psychic ability. When you pick your house, when you pick your home, make sure you're picking a home that you sense is the right one. Like I feel when we see that sparkle around something, it really does mean like it's like when you meet the love of your life. When you meet the love of your life, that person shines for you like nobody else, right? Everybody else, you might see good looking person over there, good looking person, rich person, popular person, friendly person, but then you see the one and it's like there's gold around them. That's like you and Yulia, right, Yvonne? When you,
Absolutely. Yeah,
the
I
first
just
time you
thought
saw
about this.
Yulia, you probably, she was like, who is
It
this?
was it was a spark, and I immediately felt that this is the one. And we began to live together since the first date.
Oh my
So
God.
like in 3 hours, it's amazing. And we live for 12 years now.
Oh my gosh. So Yvonne and his wife have known each other, have moved in together 3 hours into their date and never stopped because I think there's this intuitive sense of knowing this is my person. This is who I'm going to marry. You just know it. So I would say that that has past life connection, soul group connection. I would describe it that in esoteric terms, but the truth is it's your gut, it's your intuition, it's your guides, it's your third eye, it's a higher self spiritual message that's so undeniable and so strong that you cannot, so what I'm saying to you, Ferial, is you're going to see that house and you are going to know, this is the house, and you're going to have a confidence, you're going to have a sureness, you might be excited about it, but think of it like how when you meet that love of your life, you're excited, you're nervous, there's lots of emotion, but there's also a real solid, deep inner knowing that this is right and it's all going to work out. And I think you're going to find that with your house when you find that perfect house. Last card of your 5-card spread. 2 of Cups. Oh my gosh, so much love in this house. Whether you have a partner or whether you don't have a partner now, this is going to be a love nest. So it's with you and your partner, or you singly going to this and bringing your partner in. But this is this wonderful, loving energy, so sweet. Just like you're not doing it alone, you're doing it together. It's bringing that love, it's bringing partnership, it's bringing romance, it's bringing connection. So I love seeing that joyful heart connection and what this home creates for you. It really is. So let's see. Hold on. I can only read half your message. Oh, so this is it. So this is what it's going to bring to you. It's going to bring your, it's going to be your love nest. So it's going to invite that love. Either it's going to happen at the same time or it's going to happen soon after you move into this home. Energy is going to change. Your energy is going to change. And then you'll have that loving partnership, that heart to heart connection. And I love that so much. So wonderful. So I'm going to see now I'm going to read what you said because I want to know. So, Ferial says, you are so welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm excited. That's the goal. The goal is to get into that house that is really the dream house. Night owl like me. That's what she says. Wonderful. And I'll be moving with my son though. Yeah, I think you moving with your son is definitely, but this to me is not you and your son. Your son is going to be happy there. I think that brings that fulfillment energy that we're talking about. Like this energy, you're bringing your son there. It's going to be a happy home, but it's also going to bring love into your life. Really wonderful. All right, great. Oh, Beauty and Glamour Magic. Hey, everyone. I don't expect you to remember, but last week you pulled 3 of Cups for what the universe is trying to tell me about my ... We're going to find out what the rest of that is. All right. So while you're typing that Beauty and Glamour Magic, I'm excited to hear. That's like a nail biter. I want to hear what the rest of the story is. What a cliffhanger. We've got another one. Jen, you had a 3-card reading. May I please have some guidance for what to focus on this summer? I paid on Venmo. Great. Let me make sure it went through everything as well. It's all, I'm sure it went through, but I want to just check, see if anyone else paid too. Let's see. Have to go to the right one. There we go. Wonderful. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jen. Okay, let's do a 3-card reading. So thank you so much, Jen, for donating. Thank you, Ferial, for donating. We're so appreciative. You've fed 1+ granny, 1 granny plus a little bit more. And with Jen's, now we're feeding 2 grannies today. That's great. That's awesome. So Jen
I
wants a
hope
3-card
it looks
reading.
like heart.
Huh?
I hope it looks like heart.
Yeah, it does. So Jen wants to know, may I please have guidance for what to focus on this summer? Okay, let's see what Jen is supposed to focus on this summer. It's so great to see you. Jen is I would say maybe colleague student. You came to my one of my VIP programs. You're a VIP witch for sure. We had an amazing 2 weeks together. It was so much fun. So magical. Did we do 2 weeks or a month? I can't remember which one we did now. Jen, my brain is, I just remember we worked together. I think it was the 2 weeks we were together. All right, let's take a look. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see. What is Jen supposed to focus on this summer? Oh. Oh, this is really interesting. Okay. All right. Beautiful things. Okay. This one is cracking me up because this is probably your situation of having lots of choice. So this is the card we also saw for Ferial's reading, the 7 of Cups, which is having lots of choices, but choosing intuitively. I say this is like, you can look at something like, I should do this, or this makes sense, or this is logical, this will be practical, but that's not what this choice is about for the summer and what to focus on. It's about the heart. It's about what your heart wants. So choose with your heart. Remember, as I was talking with Ferial about this, I was saying it's like you're choosing, she's looking at a house. So it's saying you're choosing a house, but you'll know that it's the one, right? Same thing for you, Jen, but a little bit different. Like, what am I supposed to be working on? You probably are like, well, I should do this, probably a good idea to do this. This would be a smart thing to do, and so on. But that's not what makes your heart sing. And what you want to pick is the thing that makes your heart sing. That is number one, most important. It doesn't matter if it makes any sense. It doesn't matter if it makes any money. It doesn't matter if it is what you should be doing or if it moves you forward in your life in some way. It's what makes your heart sing. That's first. Now, the other thing about that is the Temperance card came up next, which is such a gorgeous card. There's that little fox again. Remember the fox, Yvonne? We were talking about
Yes,
the fox.
of course.
The Temperance card shows up. Now, when I think of the Temperance card, I think of the alchemist, right? Somebody performing alchemy. The fox is pouring water from one cup into another cup. So it could literally be alchemy that you're meant to be working on. It could mean learning how to create potions. It could be learning how to do healing, because the Temperance card is often associated with healing. It could be doing spiritual healing. It doesn't even have to have an object to it. It could be herbalism. It could be learning to, it could even be chemistry. I don't know, pouring chemicals from one to another. But what the alchemists were doing, remember this is so important. The reason I say that Temperance is like the alchemist, because if you go back in time to the alchemists were in medieval times. Medieval times, it was they often say, in English, we call it sometimes the Dark Ages, medieval times. It's like there was this beautiful flowering of knowledge during like we would say classical Greek knowledge. That would be like the ultimate, like ancient thing that they wrote down, right? Obviously, there was other things going on in the world, but the Greeks were writing it down. So this flowering of knowledge and medicine and art and all of these other things, and then we went into this time where people were struggling and the plague was happening and all these things. However, what the medieval people and the alchemists were doing were taking what knowledge they could find, the books and pages and information that they could find from Greek culture, Egyptian culture, and all these ancient cultures that recorded their histories, and they were using that to find science. They were trying to discover and further science. But what they did was they were looking at science and spirituality together. So this card has a little hint of the alchemist in it. Not only is that fox pouring from one cup into another cup, but the fox has one foot on the rock and one foot in the water. The rock represents practical, logic, rational wisdom, and the foot in the water represents spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge. And the fox blends those two together, just as the alchemists blended spirituality and medicine, knowledge, rationality, science and spirituality together. So that's the big hint on what to work on. Big hint on what to work on, which is you're going to do something that's material, but you're also going to do something that has spirituality in it. So it could be anything really, but I think of things like, for me, witchy things do that because you're practical magic. You're doing something, but there's a spiritual element to it. Herbalism. In herbalism, there's physical properties that herbs will do to the body, but there's also the spiritual properties of those herbs, the essences and the magic of those herbs. So I think there's so many areas where you can think about bringing those two together and really delving into that. So it's transformation. Let's not forget that the alchemists were trying to find a way to turn lead into gold. They were trying to transmute, and we can even look at it as a metaphor. They were trying to take something basic and turn it into something special. Yeah, Yvonne, what do you want to say about that?
Yeah, can I also add what I
he
feel
raises
about
his hands like this, by the way, which is we don't do that in the US.
I am well disciplined, Kai. So of course I don't want to interrupt your stream of thoughts. I just wanted to tell what does this card mean for me. I'm not a professional at all. I just feel what I feel. So one hand on a stone and the second one in the water. For me, the second leg, it means belief, first of all. So you step on the water and you believe that you don't fall, like Jesus, who walked the water. So it means for me that you can do all the earth things with belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's blending the two together, really. It's the mystery is that we're not just science and we're not just spirituality. We live in a world of both, and how to blend those two together. All right, third card for Jen is the Nine of Pentacles. Now, Nine of Pentacles is the Lady of Leisure. I always think of her, she's a strawberry of leisure in this deck. Cute little strawberry lady. Look how adorable she is. But she's the Lady of Leisure, which is as we look at her, the Lady of Leisure, she's enjoying life, right? So she's in a vineyard. There's this beautiful grapevines. Look at all the beautiful grapes. And we've got these 9 beautiful big gold coins. She's got wealth, she's got comfort, she's got ease. She's got a little butterfly on one hand that she's playing with, a little snail at her feet, and she's just enjoying her garden. Now, I think that is the other aspect of this, that the process of this should be pleasurable to you. That what you're working on this summer that kind of also goes back to this. What does your heart want? and it should be pleasurable. So if it's something that's hard, I don't think that's what this is about. I don't think doing something that you need to do or doing something hard is the focus for this summer. So what you need to do is to think about, like, what would bring me a lot of joy, would be relaxing for me, would be, something makes my heart happy, but also brings in spiritual and material elements to bring those two together. And I really think that could be anything. I mean, anything can be that. It could be making art or making music. Music is material and scientific and spiritual, right? Ivan's a musician,
Yes,
so he
yes.
knows, right? You have those moments where you're, making your song, but then you have those moments where the song comes through you. You had those moments recently. When you go to Ivan's, I'm going to put in the, if you look at the other one we did last week, Ivan's YouTube channel is on there, and it's got
Silent
some great
Shelters.
music at Silent Shelters, right? So that's good. All right, wonderful. So that was a wonderful reading. So there are your 3 cards, Jen, right there. There's your 3 gorgeous cards. For the rest of you that are here, we're doing, if you've just popped in, we're doing readings, $10 per card. The donation of $10 per card goes to Yvonne to buy groceries for seniors. 100% of it goes to buy groceries or take care of the needs of seniors. And so you can donate $10 and have a 1 card reading, $30 have a 3 card reading, $50 have a 5 card reading, and I'll answer your question and we could do this wonderful reading here. It's just really, really wonderful. So, all right, so I'm gonna go back to that little comment. So Beauty and Glamour Magic say, I don't expect you to remember, but last week you pulled the 3 of Cups for what was the universe was trying to tell me about my business. The 3 of Cups have flown out of the deck several times all week. That's wonderful. So you're getting that confirmation constantly. And I've cut to the middle of the deck and the 3 of Cups has been there. Amazing. Wonderful. So it's really that confirmation that we get when we see the same synchronicity over and over again. Remember, there's 78 cards in the deck. The chances of you pulling 3 of Cups over and over again is not a big one.
Significantly small.
Significantly small. So when we have these supposed coincidences, which are actually meaningful, it's a synchronicity. And a synchronicity is there to give us a message. It's there to inspire us and show us the way and do that. So keep thinking about that joyful energy of the 3 of Cups, working in community, working with others, celebrating your successes and all of that. So I love that energy for your business. What a gorgeous, wonderful business to have, where you bring joy and delight to people and people are loving what you're doing. So, all right. So wonderful. So, Jen says, yes, it does. It was amazing. And 2 weeks, I guess you're having a 2-week vacation. So yes, that'd be a wonderful thing for you to enjoy, have pleasure, but also have that mystical and scientific experience, Jen. Wonderful. This is sweet. So Ferial says, it does look like a heart when you did this. So thank you for what you do, Yvonne. May God continue to bless you and all the grannies. So
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you, Ferial. We love those blessings, right? I always say to you guys, do one thing for Ukraine every day. That's my hashtag. That's the hashtag I've been doing on Instagram. Do one thing for Ukraine every day. It could be reading a news article. It could be following a Ukrainian account, listening to Ukrainian music, donating here, learning something about Ukrainian history. Any of these things as doing one thing to help. Following Ukrainian accounts on Instagram or Facebook. Follow Yvonne. I mean, that's a wonderful account, and you'll see these beautiful grannies and seniors that you're helping. It's so beautiful. And that can be your one thing that you do. Like when I say do one thing for Ukraine every day, it doesn't have to be sitting down and reading tarot to raise money, although that would be great. I would love it if you guys did that too. Either you donate or you do it. I don't care. As long as that money gets to help to feed these grannies, more power to everyone who wants to do anything to do that. But these things that we do, these small little, I think these little drops are like drops of water, and together we can make a tidal wave and push the invasion out, push that out. I always visualize a big wave coming over and pushing the Muscovite army back, just back to their border. Go there and live your life and that. And water I think of as washing and clearing and cleansing. This is my visualization I do, like a big wave pushing back, and everyone can live in peace. Remember, if Ukraine stops fighting, if Russia stops fighting, there's no war. If Ukraine stops fighting, there's no Ukraine. So we want Russia to stop fighting. We don't want to see death anywhere or loss anywhere. It doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve anybody except for the idiot in power who thinks he's going to make a name for himself, but all he's made is a fool of himself. That's his legacy. So we want the people to be able to have their lives and go back to those original borders. Go back to just be peaceful in your territory. That's it. That's it. Right? There's nothing more that anyone wants. All right. So Jen was saying, oh, this really resonates. I was just saying that to my husband today. Awesome. Temperance. So M asks, where should we Venmo to donate for a reading? What's the suggested donation? It's $10 per card, and you can donate in Venmo. And the Venmo is at Parlor of Wonders. It's really super easy if you go to at Parlor of Wonders. Oh, Beauty and Glamour says, I just want to say something about donations. It's important to make a note in the comments of whatever donation platform you use so Madame Pamita doesn't have to pay taxes on it. Yes, so put donation if you want to, or donation for Ukraine. So, oh, this is great. Jen says, okay, now we've got a little answer. This is what I love. Jen says, I'm in school for my nurse practitioner. I plan on incorporating herbalism into my practice. This is exactly what we're talking about, herbalism and healing, right? That's the temperance card. I've been looking for herbalism workshops. Amazing, wonderful. Jen, I have something in my memory that I saw like maybe 2 years ago, an amazing online herbalism school. So I'm going to go back and find it, and I'll email you, Jen. I'll find that. It's an amazing course that you take online, and it's beautiful. It's a herbal healing course. It's not about the magical properties. I don't think they get into that. They talk about the herbs for healing. So I'll get that. I'll try and see if I can find that information, because I was kind of looking at an herbalism school. It's like a big commitment though. It's like a real like months of work that you do, but you would come out really knowing your herbs really well. All right. Yes, Beauty Magic says, make a note that it's a donation. I don't mind paying taxes on it. It's fine, but I'd like it if it's donation. That's a very helpful hint. Thank you so much. Love Witch says, don't forget 100% of the donations go to feed grannies in need in Ukraine. Yes, synchronicity and confirmation, says Beauty and Glamour Magic. Yes, that 3 of Cups popping up for you. Jen says, thank you so much. It truly resonates with me, and I love helping Yvonne's wonderful work. We all love helping you, Yvonne, because you're doing the footwork, but we can help from a distance, which is the magic of the internet. 40 years ago, we couldn't be doing this. I don't know what we would do. Send it through the mail? Who knows?
We know how our mail works, so I still haven't got your book.
I know I sent it a while ago, but well, it'll get there eventually. It's not going to spoil. So Beauty and Glamour Magic says, I love the soldiers and kitty videos. I post, I told you before, you've seen my account. I haven't been doing it as often now, but because I haven't been on Instagram quite as much, but I love posting soldiers helping mice, hedgehogs, cats, dogs, everybody. They help. It's so sweet. They're there and they see the need, in some of these places it's so bad and nobody's there to feed the cats or the dogs, and they're doing it too.
A hedgehog lives in our apartment too right now.
I know. Yvonne has adopted a hedgehog for the winter. What's the hedgehog's name?
Oh, Helminthia.
Helminthia?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a very fancy name.
She had a lot of diseases, a lot of helminths.
Oh, is that a disease?
Yes, of course.
I didn't know that word.
We try and to find the name of every pet with humor. Yeah, so we healed her. My wife found her on January 6th. It was enormously warm in Kiev, and she woke up. And my wife took her home. And the last night it was -7, so she could be frozen to death. And we literally saved her. We healed her, spent some money, and this Sunday we're going to release her because at last it's warm in Ukraine. It was
Yeah.
very cold.
Aw. So let's see. Renee asks, how do I just logged on? How do we donate to the charity? Go to tarotforkindness.com and you can see the description of what we're doing here, which is we're doing tarot readings. We're doing $10 per card. So you can do 1 card reading for $10, 3 card reading for 35, for 50, 10 card reading for 100, whatever you can donate. 100% of the proceeds are going to feed Ukrainian seniors. Ivan has been working since the beginning of the invasion, the full-scale invasion. He's been working to feed these seniors. Now you have how many seniors you're feeding right now on your list?
Almost 200.
Almost 200. He needs to do them once a month. So he needs that to be able to feed them. And they're $40 US buys 2 weeks of good basic groceries for these seniors and makes a huge difference because they don't starve. And you've told some stories to me about seniors like this, the one woman that you know is my favorite, the one with the little dog who came up to Yulia, your wife, at the grocery store and begged for some bread. Will you just buy me some bread? Because she had nothing to eat. And not only did you give her bread, but you gave her a basket full of groceries. And now she's one of your 200 and she comes to get her groceries from you because she lives far away, but she's, gets around and she's in pretty good shape compared to some of them. She's able to walk. And so she takes the autobusi, and there's my Ukrainian practice, autobusi, the bus. She takes the city bus over to get the groceries and brings them back home because she lives out in the suburbs far away from the city.
Not in the suburbs, but Kiev is quite a big city. She lives just in another district.
Another district. Okay, so that's how you donate, Renee. You can donate via Venmo to @Parlor of Wonders, which is my business, or you can donate to me via PayPal at madampamita@gmail.com. That's my PayPal address, and you just donate and then come back on here. I'll check the donation and then we'll do a reading. So M says, I donated. Where did you donate? Yes. And Miral says, can I please get a 3-card reading? Yes. Okay, so if you guys donated, you got to let me know what your question is and where you donated so I know. Oh, Buchanan wants a 1-card reading. Well, I'll look for the rest of you guys on PayPal. Let's see if I can find you on PayPal. If you guys donate, you can donate to Madam Pamita at Parlor of Wonders. I'm sorry, Madam Pamita at gmail.com, not Madam Pamita, Parlor of Wonders. At gmail.com. Let's make sure we got anybody there. I have to log in every time because it logs me out of PayPal, of course. Let me get in. It's a little slow because we're on Zoom we're on Zoom and then YouTube too. While I'm doing that, I saw that Buchanan wants a 1-card reading. Buchanan, what's your question? Oh, great. Okay, so, and Venmo. Okay, so Venmo, I don't see. Did you send it to @Parlor of Wonders? PARLOUR. I'll put it in the thing. That's the Venmo, and this is the PayPal. Okay. All right, let's get that PayPal up. Ruxandra, thank you. $30. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, so while M's figuring it out and what happened, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. And the Love Witch can help you. And Miral, you need to make a donation at one of those two. All right. Oh, what stealing Jen's question? What should you focus on this summer? That's what Buchanan wants to know. Okay. The Love Witch, which is Buchanan's official title. The Love Witch. Let's see what we got. Okay. For Buchanan for this summer. All right. Oh, Buchanan. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. You got to get to work. So 8 of Pentacles actually is more than just work. So we have, let's talk about the picture. That will help you to understand what this card means. We've got a little fella, pumpkin fella, and he's working on a gold disc, and he's got a couple next to him on the bench, and then he's got these other ones moving up his money tree. We talk about that money tree, right? So one of the qualities of 8 of Pentacles is repetition, practicing something until you master it, right? So I think that there's something in your practice, perhaps, where you want to really work on perfecting it. Like you want to work at it and get better and better all the time. I love this because the more you, I do think that the 8 of Pentacles is a bit repetitive. Like it's practicing. I almost think of it like, if someone's practicing piano and they keep practicing the same piece over and over again, but then eventually it becomes quite fluid and then they play beautifully and they can play so comfortably. But at the beginning, they might be a little rusty and the fingers may not know exactly where to go, but then your body remembers what to do and where to go and so on. And that comes from repetition, right? You practice and practice piano every day, and every day you practice the same song. And then eventually that song is second nature and your fingers just know where to go. So I think about that quality when I think about the 8 of Pentacles. It's like a card of repetition, but leading to mastery. So I think for you, Buchanan, Buchanan says, haha, I should have guessed that. So Buchanan, for you, there is something in your, you have a big practice of lots of things that you are able to do, but you may see something where you're like, I don't feel like I've mastered that yet. And what I want is to master it. So I want to practice it every day or do it every day, right? Or on a regular basis, let's say, maybe not every day, but to do it. So maybe it's art, maybe it's filmmaking, maybe it's, tarot, maybe it's a new kind of divination, or maybe it's some kind of magical practice, but it's about gaining mastery. So I would suggest, choosing that one focus thing that you're going to work on. Rather, you're doing lots of things, but maybe there's one where you're like, I'm going to really commit to mastering this thing, and then do a little bit every day. Do just a little bit every day, right? I do my Duolingo Ukrainian lesson every day. How long do I do it? 2 minutes, 5 minutes. But as a result of that, I know a lot more words than I used to know. And I'm actually understanding when I hear people talking in Ukrainian, I can understand it. And I actually can form sentences sometimes. When I used to be, even 6 months ago, I was very shy about speaking Ukrainian, because I was like unsure, because I didn't get a lot of practice. So I took some tutoring. I've been practicing with Duolingo, but that little Duolingo every single day, and I've been doing it for 400, I can tell you exactly how long I've been doing it. 479 days I've been studying Ukrainian, right? So that's a little bit every day. It's like that little drop in the bucket. It's like that little thing you do for Ukraine every day. When you do those little things, they add up. And I'm not mastering Ukrainian yet, not even close. But I am way more than I knew before I started, because now I can actually form baby sentences and actually understand things. Before I only knew the holiday words and the food words. That's all we used in our house. That's all we needed in our house, right? So we would refer the food because holupsi is holupsi. It's not anything else. It's its own thing. Kobasa is kobasa, you know. So it's
Kolbasa, it's a sausage.
kobasa. Yes, kobasa. But we say kobasi. I mean, that is not even close. That's what I said growing up. Not even close. All right. So Miral said, I paid on PayPal. So let's find that PayPal payment. Oh, Ruxandra. Right. Perfect. All right. So ask your question in the chat. Let's see. Ruxandra, ask your question in the chat. I would like to know about my relationship with Ovidiu. Okay. So please tell me, Ruxandra, is Ovidiu a person or a spirit, or just tell me who that is so I understand a little bit more. Renee says, I donated on PayPal, so I just need a little more information. Let me see if I can get the PayPal. Renee, thank you. General reading, 1 card reading. We'll do that one, and then we'll come back to Ruxandra.
Renee Petruna, if I'm not mistaken. She has just friended me on Facebook. Thank you.
Wonderful.
I will accept your invitation right after our stream.
I'll tell you something. Becoming friends with Yvonne is a very easy thing to do. Yvonne's very friendly and accepts all friendship requests. You want a new friend? You want a friend in Ukraine? You can have a friend in Ukraine. In Kyiv, Yvonne will be your friend on Facebook. And then you can see all these gorgeous grannies showing up in your
and
feed,
not
which
only
is lovely.
grannies, I can easily fall into a video chat and describe the situation, share some news.
That's how it happened with you and me. You called me. No one ever calls me. I mean, sometimes people accidentally call me on Instagram, but you called me. And then we had a chat and we became family. We're not even friends anymore, Yvonne. You know that. I always say to Yvonne, you're my nephew. I'm your auntie. He's like, you're too young to be my auntie. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a good filter on here. All right. So let's look at, okay. All right. So Miral, I have your question. Great. Okay. So Renee, I'm just going to do your 1 card really quick, and then we'll do Ruxandra. Okay. All right. So general reading, general card, general reading. I love it. What does Renee need to know? What does Renee need to know right now? Oh, so good. Renee, look at that. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Little pumpkin guy. So the King of Pentacles represents material well-being. Now that means not just financial abundance. He is holding a coin, but remember that this coin has a little secret message on it. That pentacle, that pentagram, that star shape represents, we can think of a lot of things. It represents protection. It represents blessings. It represents the 4 elements plus the 5th element of spirit, but it also represents the body, head, arms, legs, right? Same shape as a star. And so this is to do with all material things, including health, your body, wealth, practical matters, and also manifestations. Now you got the King of Pentacles, right? There's a whole one, ace through 10, there's all the court cards, but you got the King. Kings represent leadership, moving into roles of leadership. So this is like, Renee, this is your time to step into your power, to step into your leadership. Now, it could be taking control of your finances in a leaderly way, really stepping into that, working on your financial things in a very wise way. You've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience and wisdom. It could be taking care of your health, really stepping into that. But I also think of like the leadership part of it. It's not necessarily, it could be leading other people, right? It could be leading other people to these goals, these material goals, but it also can be yourself. Who's in charge? Are you in charge, or are your appetites in charge? Are you in charge, or is your, I'm going to do it tomorrow in charge, right? So it's like stepping into your power, stepping into your leadership, taking care of everything in the material realm, from health and wealth to all things in the material realm. And you will manifest things. When we see this, this is a manifester as well. Because if we go around the circle of the wheel of the elements, the wheel of the four suits of the tarot, we start with swords, which represent air. We move to wands, which represent fire, cups, which represent spirit, and pentacles are the last one. I'm going east to north, right? Pentacles are the final manifestation. Air is the idea. Fire is taking action. Cups, water, is bringing in spirit. Earth, pentacles, is seeing the result from the thought, the action, and the spirit all blended together, and you come to your final manifestation. So if you want to manifest, you need to be practical right now. Take practical steps. You're ready for it. You're in a leadership mode. So move into your leadership ways, whether it's leadership over yourself or it's leadership over others and teaching others or showing others. But you step into that power is the main thing. All right. Okay. Oh, Love Witch is so cute. All right. So Love Witch says, I should have guessed that. I know exactly what it is. And pencil, pencil, pencil. I think that means writing. Love Witch has to get back to writing. We're going to talk about that, Love Witch. All right. So now, Roxandra, you have your 3-card reading. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. Renee says, okay, before we get Roxandra, I got to see this answer. I'm a nurse in a nursing home, so I love all the grannies everywhere. So this is about you stepping into your power, maybe in your career, stepping into your power. That's the other part of Pentacles is career, money, health. I mean, it's stepping into your power as a leader. Maybe it's teaching others or showing others or leading others too. All right. Okay. All right. So let's look at Roxandra and then we're going to do M. We didn't forget about you, M. All right. Take a look. Okay. So wanted to know about Ovidiu. Okay. Oh, that one came up again. Okay, so here's what I see about this person of interest, person of potential love, or person of love interest, right? The first thing I see is we're back to our King of Pentacles again. Now, we're looking at in a different question, a different context. So when I see King of Pentacles, I see someone who is solid, strong, reliable, but maybe could be a little stubborn. Remember, it's earth energy. So think of those earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Sometimes, especially think of Taurus, what do you think of? Stubborn, right? So sometimes earth signs can be a little stubborn. So this person that you're thinking about might be a little stubborn, but they're reliable. They're going to, they're solid. They're, that earth energy, but they also might not want to change. I might not want to move. So if you're trying to get them to move or you're trying to get them to change, you have to get them to think it's their idea. That's how you work with a King of Pentacles, right? You say, oh, that's a great idea you have, but it's your idea, right? You got them to do it in some way. So I think working on them spiritually or doing something like that will get them to move better than going, you should do this, or you need to do this, right? You can't tell them what to do. They're going to have to think it's their own idea. That's also a king energy all the way too, right? We see that king energy. He's kind of like a lesser version of the emperor card that we see in the major arcana. He's like the sort of smaller version of that. So I see him as being, he can be generous, he's solid, but he also can be a little stubborn. The next card that shows up is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant in this deck is a frog. Look at that frog with a crown on his head and also a cowl on his head. He's holding a wand and he's holding his hands up in a blessing pose, a teacher pose, right? We have 2 snails at his feet learning. So the Hierophant represents spiritual wisdom, passing down spiritual wisdom and learning. Sometimes we see the Hierophant as the guru or the teacher, the spiritual teacher, but whoever they are, they're passing on traditional wisdom. So I see this person as being particularly maybe have old-fashioned notions or maybe traditional ideas about things. So they're going to be a more traditional person with these two cards for sure. Now, so you have to approach things. If you're somebody who's thinking of, changing things, making things different, or even being very forward thinking or progressive, this might not fly with this person because this person is way more traditional than that. Now, the Hierophant also represents spiritual wisdom, learning something. So I also get the sense that this experience that you're having with this person is about learning something. That can even be things like karmic lessons, or it can be that you have come together because you had a soul contract or a soul agreement to come together to learn from one another. Now, that learning could be direct, like they teach you something or they show you something, or it can be indirect, like you learn patience, or you learn how to influence people without being direct, or you learn the value of something from this person. So it may not be a direct learning experience. It might be something that is more indirect. The Hierophant represents great spiritual teachings of the ages. So it's not coming up with something new. It's going back and looking at the past. So this could be traditional wisdom, traditional learning as well. However, your third card, so I look at this and I go, wow, okay, this is going to be, a challenge because this person is traditional. They want things the way they want them. They won't listen to direction. So that could be a little challenging. However, you got a little light here in the form of the Ace of Wands, the pure essence of fire. Fire energy is what the Ace of Wands is. So Ace of Wands is passion. Think about fire. It's passion, excitement, chemistry between the two of you. So I think you have something that you can work with here if you work with the attraction element, and you can use that to influence someone, right? So I'm not saying manipulate. Manipulate is maybe too extreme, but like if somebody wants something from you, you often can have influence on them to get to you. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody wants you, but you're seeing something that needs to change, you can be not say directly you need to change, but you might say something like, I'm looking for someone with blah, 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 blah. And then because they're so passionate and attracted, they'll become da 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 so that they can get with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to throw out, this wouldn't be this person necessarily, but okay, this would be this person. This is great. So this person comes to you. They are excited about you. They're attracted to you, but you see some things that need changing. So you go, well, gosh, I'm looking for someone who's more flexible. I'm looking for someone who's more progressive. These are ways of saying what you're looking for over here, not saying you need to be more progressive or you need to be more flexible. This person is never going to take that well. I'll tell you that. They're never going to go, you need to do this. They're going to go, I'm out. But if you go, I'm looking for someone who has these qualities, it opens the door for them to go, oh, okay, I need to be that person with those qualities. So I think that's the way with this traditional stubborn person that you can actually create some change by this very subtle way of expressing what you want, but not telling them that they have to do it. Okay, does that make sense to you? I wonder if Renee's still here. Oh, not Renee. It was Roxandra. Roxandra, are you here? Well, maybe they left. Oh well. Okay, I'll find out later, I guess. Maybe next week. We'll find out the end of that story. Okay. So M said I donated in. Oh, great. We have. So who do we have? We have M, 3 cards. Oops. On. Let's see. Okay, great. M, M donated okay, 3 cards. Wonderful. Thank you so much, M. Thank you. Another three quarters, 75% of a granny that we're feeding.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. All right, so M, I love it. If I could have 3 cards as a general poll, I don't have a specific question. I'm curious about love life, but single. Okay, great. And then we have a lot of nurses in the chat. Love to see it. Healers and light workers. I love it. Nurses Week. It's Happy Nurses Week.
Yeah,
Oh,
Happy Nurses Week, and I have to tell you that I have among my friends there are a lot of nurses and people who have some relation to medicine in general, because and it's not surprising because only people who heal can feel the deepness of what we're doing. It's not surprising at all.
yeah.
I mean, it surprised me in the past when I began doing what I do, but now I perfectly realized that it has some reason.
How many witches do you have donating
I
to
don't
you?
know. I don't know. Except you, I don't know. Because I have a couple of friends among your subscribers, but I cannot tell
yeah,
which is they are.
they're
or
probably
not.
they're probably magical people of some kind. They might not identify as a witch, but they're definitely magical people.
Yeah,
That's
that's for
so
sure.
wonderful. Also, caring people, right? People that care. I think that nurses really care. You wouldn't become a nurse unless you cared about people, right?
Of course.
All right, so M, we're gonna do a 3-card pull for you to see what's up in general. Also, maybe get a little bit of love. What's coming up? I like it. Oh, it's interesting. Like the cards, I'm shuffling, I'm putting the cards back in, and I'm shuffling and everything. We're having cards show up again and again. Here's what I see, though. Here's the thing. First card is the 4 of Pentacles, which is where the first nurse is, says Jen. Absolutely. So we have 4 of Pentacles, M. This is coming up for you first. 4 of Pentacles. Look at that cute little carrot. I love, first of all, this is a little side note. I love anthropomorphic vegetables that look like they're people, or fruits that look like they're people. Behind me, there's a picture of a guy. It's a potato. This is a Victorian picture of a potato man. I love these, right? So this carrot is just delightful to me. I love this carrot. Look at this little king carrot in his garden. He's holding on to his gold coins very tightly, right? One under each of his carrot root feet, in his hands, in his crown. He's got these coins and he's holding very tightly. So what this indicates is, but yet, if you look around him, where's the threat? Why is he holding on so tightly? There's no problem. There's nobody trying to take it from him. He's just maybe overly cautious. So what I would say to you, Em, is first things first. Whatever you're worrying about right now, if it's a financial thing, if it's something else, if it's a health thing, you're worrying, but it isn't going to happen. Whatever you're worrying about in the future isn't going to happen. You're safe, you're well, all is well. The number 4 in numerology represents stability, safety. Earth energy of the Pentacles also represents security and safety. So this is doubly secure. However, it's like I'm holding on really tight because I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe even there's fear around this situation or worry. But what this is saying is that all is well and you can relax. You don't have to worry about the thing that you're worried about. It will all work out okay. So it's saying open up a little bit more, relax a little bit more, tell yourself affirmations or spell work that's like, it's all going to work out. That is one of my favorite, by the way, affirmations. Everything always works out for me, and this will work out for me too. When you're faced with something that you're worried about, this can be very grounding, and it can bring in that grounding that you might need to feel safe and secure. So if you're not feeling safe in some area of your life, the thing that you're not feeling safe about is safe. The thing that you're worried about isn't going to come to pass. And what you want to do is relax into that, knowing that all is well, knowing that you're okay. The next card is the Moon card. Oh my gosh, look at that gorgeous card. First of all, the owl and the rabbit are having a little masquerade concert. Actually, they're playing instruments, drums and tambourines, and they're having a little party. There's a little turtle down there. Beautiful, under the moon, under the light of the moon. So like the Rider-Waite deck, we have two creatures, but it's not a dog and a wolf, and it's not a crawfish. It's a turtle, an owl, and a rabbit, right? So the turtle is going to go on this path up through between these trees, which represent the towers, to get the beautiful, bright blessings of the moon. Now, what that means is, first of all, a couple of things. Trust your intuition. This is a card of intuition. The moon represents intuition. And the turtle is about taking it slow, going on the path, getting on your path, but taking it slow. You don't have to rush. The owl says you have wisdom and you're gaining even more wisdom. The rabbit says you have speed. You're going to get there at the right speed. The moon itself, if you imagine walking on a path under the moon, you can't see very far ahead of you. You can only see a little bit. Even under the full moon, you can only see, 1 or 2 yards ahead of you. And then the rest is darkness out there. So you have to trust, if you're walking on a path under the moon, you have to have faith that as you take each step, the next step is going to be apparent to you. The next step, you will see the next step. And that way you can get to your beautiful blessings of the moon. So use your intuition, trust. These cards are both about trust. Isn't that interesting? We have the trust of like, it's all going to be okay. And the trust of like, go on your path. You don't have to know the whole road ahead of you. You just have to know what's right in front of you and take that step. And when you get there, you'll see the next step. And when you get there, you'll see the next step. But just take that step that you see that's in front of you, and don't worry about the ultimate goal or how you're going to get there or mapping it all out. Last one, passion, new passion, Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands is about passion, fire. It's the pure essence of fire. Now that can be the fire of passionate romance, right? And inviting that passionate romance into your life. Well, what I can say, if there's a relationship, the relationship that's coming is going to be with someone you have not yet met. This is someone you do not know yet. So it's not going back to your ex. It's not going back to a past relationship. It's not the one that you thought might turn out and didn't turn out. This is a brand new relationship with someone new that you have not met. What I can tell you from this is that it is going to be immediate. The fire of passion is, it's immediate. It's right there. You see it, and it's immediate chemistry, magnetism, pulling together. So this will be like a love at first sight scenario. Now, what you want to do is to maintain the fire, to tend the fire. Message I'm getting for you. Don't get a huge bonfire that burns brightly for one night. Get a medium-sized fire, a campfire, right? Campfire is a better concept for this, where you're giving it a little log, you're feeding it a little more, doing a little more, but maintaining a certain level of passion and flame. So you might want to go into this wild, torrid, amazing, passionate romance, but you have to maintain control over it. Otherwise, you have a forest fire, and then the forest fire gets put out in a week. You don't want that. And maybe you do want that in a relationship. I don't know what you want. But if you want a hot, passionate relationship, go in that direction, but it may not last. If you want it, you have to maintain that passion, keep it at a level that you are controlling. You control the flame. Okay. I love that. Yes, you have something to say, Ivan.
Yeah, I have a suggestion about these cards. So if I will be allowed, I would like to tell
Yes.
this. First of all, about the moon card. Could it be, since the owl is standing in front of the rabbit, could it mean the intuition and could it be wisdom against the rush? So wisdom is telling you no rush, and the turtle is the proof of this. And it relates very good with what you said about the third card. So don't have to make a forest fire.
Exactly. Don't rush into the relationship. Just take it one step at a time. Don't plan ahead. You know, the first time you meet someone and go, okay, I'm picking out my wedding dress, not for this relationship. You want to take it every step, and you'll know which step to take each way you go, and use your wisdom and enjoy that passion, but have control on that passion. So that makes sense.
So I am becoming a witch?
You're a tarot reader. I told you next week you're going to be doing tarot cards. Okay, by the end of the month, you're going to be doing the tarot readings, and I can just sit back and relax. I don't even need to be here. You just do it by yourself. All right, Cynthia says, I donated $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much. By the way, thank you so much, Em. Thank you so much, Cynthia. So we're just going to confirm that everything is well. It all went through. I have to always log in because it logs me out. Hold on. I wish I could get PayPal to just stay open, but 'tis not to be. Technology doesn't do what I want it to do. I have to, why do I have to conform to technology? That's not a good thing. You worried about robots controlling us? They already control us, like cats and dogs control us, right? Oh man. Okay, Cynthia, thank you so much, Cynthia. And wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. So 2-card reading for Cynthia. Cynthia, you have your question. Okay, great. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. I love you guys' answers. All right. So Cynthia says, I've been thinking about demoting myself at my job. Do you see anything regarding staying in my current job that I do like, or would I have a better opportunity leaving? Okay, so that's great for a 2-card, because we can do a 2-card spread where it's like, what happens if I stay? What happens if I go? That's called a layout. We're doing a layout, folks, a spread. What happens if I stay at my job? What happens if I go? All right. All right, let's take a look. Anybody who's just popped in, we'll probably be here for another few minutes. We'll see. But we're raising money for seniors, feeding seniors in Ukraine. Yvonne buys groceries for seniors. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries. So you can donate anywhere from $10, $20, $30, $40. And for each $10, you get a card. So if you want a 1-card reading, $10, 2-card reading, $20, 5-card reading, $50, 10-card reading, $100. I'll do a 10-card reading, Celtic Cross, right? Okay, so Cynthia says, okay, what if I stay, what if I go? Now, I'm telling you, this is what we call a crossroads question. Rozdorishia. Rozdorishia, do you know that word?
Crossroad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole chapter in my book about the crossroads. So crossroads could show us good things in both, or one's yes and one's no, or both yes or both no, right? Then I don't know what you do, retire. Oh, this is nice. It's very interesting. It's kind of telling you to go, because your first card, which is what happens if I stay, is the 8 of Cups. Showing up again, right? 8 of Cups is saying there's something that's missing from this job, that you like it, but there's just something that's making it a little bit less than satisfying. Remember, in our tarot deck, the 8 of Cups shows the person going out, and it's like there's 8 cups, but there's a space for a 9th cup. If there's a space for a 9th cup, then that means 9 of Cups, which the next card is all about complete satisfaction, right? Total satisfaction, total contentment. So you're just a little bit away from the total contentment with your current job. It doesn't mean it's bad or terrible, but look what our little cat is doing. Our cat is going out and finding the thing that's going to make them content. So if you stay, you got to make a change to make it more to your liking. So whether that's demoting yourself or taking out the aspects of your responsibilities from your job that are not to your liking, but make, you have to a little bit. Now, this also can mean leaving something with grace, right? Because you could always go back to it, right? If you left your job and went somewhere else, you would leave on good terms and you could always go back to your job. You'd always have a door open for you at that job. So it doesn't, you can, if you want to go out and venture out and see what else is out there, you could come back to this job with total ease. You're not going to burn any bridges. You're not ending anything. This is not 10 of Swords energy. This is an energy of like coming and going. So you could leave, try something else and come back. They'll welcome you with open arms, in other words. Or it's about changing something, just tweaking it so that it's more to your liking to make it totally satisfying. It's just missing that one piece. And that's what I'm getting for the current job, your current job. It's a nice card. It's like, what's going to make your heart happy, right? Cups represent emotions and the heart. So there's something about this job that could just be improved a little bit. And you are going to have to ask for it or do it or create it. I mean, could you eliminate one part of your job that you don't like and add something else that you do like? Maybe that's the way, rather than demoting yourself, but just taking on a different set of responsibilities could be a way to go with that. Now, going to the new job, fresh energy, very fresh, the freshest of the fresh. So if you are an air sign person, that means Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, then this will be very, very satisfying. The new job is going to stimulate your intellect. I think there's something that is there. It's also going to feel very new. Like, I almost feel like if you leave your job now, it's going to something that's completely different, completely new to you. Isn't like I'm leaving this nursing job to go to this nursing job. I'm leaving this nursing job to get into tech. I'm leaving this job to get into something completely different. So I do see something very new for you. If you leave this job and go to something new, Page of Swords also represents technology being very important in that job, and maybe even the newest, the freshest. I mean, this, to me, Page of Swords represents lots of Aquarian energy, which is like innovation and being at the newest of the new, being 5 years ahead of everyone else. So I do see this innovative quality to whatever job you do. When we see pages, they represent the children of the tarot. So it might be that you go into a job that is so new that you're at a more, I won't say entry level, but you're going in, you're getting their foot in the door in that industry and then working your way up. So from the page, there's always ways to go up. But it's going to be something that brings you lots of mental stimulation. I think you have a lot of brilliance and a quick mind. It could be about communication. That's also the realm of the swords, is communication, ideas, thoughts, ideas, and communicating those ideas. It could be writing something or, speaking, teaching, but it's something that really has this fresh quality for you that is brand new. Not the same old, and maybe in a completely different field than what you're doing. Well, regardless if you're going to something similar or very, very different, but it won't be the same job. That's what I see, something very new. You almost want that stimulation and want that freshness. Page of Swords is the freshest of the fresh. Completely the beginner, but also somebody who's very open and can be trained to do amazing, great things and go up very quickly up the ladder. So smart, right? So much intelligence with this card. Oh, wonderful. So sweet, you guys. So Cynthia, are you still there? Or are you going to watch maybe sometime? I think, we record these and you can watch them later. So you can always donate. And if I don't get to you in time, you have to go to bed. You can watch it later today because it'll be up there.
I'll have to remind you that you didn't mention that people can ask their questions in advance using your website.
Well, we haven't figured that out yet. That's why I didn't mention it. I haven't done it yet.
I see.
I think that's
But this is the intention.
Yeah.
To have your question in advance.
Well, we can do that. And so I'm trying to figure out, it's step by step. I'm like a moon card. I can only do the step that's right in front of me. But we were talking about this last week, or during this week, I think we talked about having a way that you could prepay and then have your question there. And then we might try that out, but I want to see how it goes, because if they ask a question, but I need clarification and they're not here, it might not be work quite as well, but we can try it. And you can prepay ahead of time, ask your question when you send in your money, and then we'll do it there. Mercury is about to go direct again. I know, we're so excited. We can't wait for that, all that technology stuff. So yeah, see, here's what happens when you do something during Mercury retrograde. You know about Mercury retrograde, Ivan?
We use this term very often to explain explain something weird. For example, I did some absolutely weird and crazy thing, and my friends are telling me, "Oh, he's in the Mercury retrograde mode." That's
funny. Well, for here, everybody says Mercury. Adricha, hello. We have Mercury retrograde. All of our electronics go crazy, right? So your computer doesn't work, your phone doesn't work, but Mercury retrograde is about communication and electronics, right? So if we're doing something, and if we start it in Mercury retrograde, which we started this in Mercury retrograde, it means you have to go back and keep fixing it a little bit to perfect it. It's not going to come out great at the beginning, but I don't mind it. It's not like it's the end of the world. We're getting into it. We're figuring out what works, what doesn't work. We're going to have to work at it and perfect it. We might have to go back and revise it or redo it. Anything in English that is revise, redo, remake, right? That's what you have to do during Mercury retrograde. Once we're out of it, then we can go forward. But I think it doesn't bother me that this time is time where we start something, but we have to work on it a little bit harder. That's all. So what, right? I live my life, and if I do something during Mercury retrograde, I have the expectation, okay, I'm going to have to work on it a little bit harder. So what? So what? I want to get it done now. The grannies can't wait for us to Mercury retrograde to be over to eat, right? Yeah. That's how I feel. I need to help you right now. Like, we need to get that money. Oh, Cynthia, I'm a Libra. Oh my gosh, perfect, Cynthia. Yes, Cynthia says, I love you, Pamita. I'm a Libra. Cynthia, this is perfect for you. Yeah, I think there's something, you need that mental stimulation. You need something that's a little more mentally stimulating. So I think if you go, you can perfect the job that you're at right now, or you can go to a completely new career where it's much more in alignment with who you are, and you get in there and start something new, and it's exciting. Very different career is what I see for you. So every Wednesday, you guys, I think that's it. So every Wednesday we meet here. I think we can add up how much we made. Last week, I can tell you how much we made last week. Last week, we made $290. I made it $300. I added an extra 10 myself just to make it a nice round $300. So that means we fed 8.5 grannies. No, 8.5.
It was eight grannies.
Eight grannies. Yeah. We were able to feed last week. This week, I'll tell you what we got. We've got 20, 30, 50. 60 on PayPal, we've got 60, and on 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So what did we say? 60 and 70. So we have 130. So that's three grannies? Almost 4.
3 and a little bit more, and I have a couple of more donations since yesterday, so it will be enough for 5 in general.
Wonderful. And if we have 140, what is that? What I said? 130. I'll put in an extra 10 and make it 140, and that will be.
Anyway, it will be 5.
5. I guess I can't. Don't ask me to do math. That's my least favorite subject. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm not in school anymore and doing math. That's all I have to say. All right. Thank you so much, Ivan. This is the beginning of your day. It's 6:45 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
So you'll have a little chai, you'll have a little breakfast. What are you going to have for breakfast?
I don't know. I have to check my fridge.
What's a good Ukrainian breakfast? What
You
is
know,
it?
when I have a workout, and I have a workout every 2 days of three. Usually after this, I eat oat,
Meal?
oat,
Oatmeal?
oatmeal. Yeah, chlopia.
It,
That,
it's
that's
it's
correct.
it's kasha, right?
Yeah, because
Oat.
it gives a slow hydrocarbonates, slow energy that doesn't release like an explosion. So it gives you an energy for a couple of hours at
It
least.
also is good for your digestion and for your heart. Good
Yeah,
for your cholesterol, good for your heart, good healthy breakfast. Have a little fructi and kasha, right?
yeah, yeah.
Practicing my Ukrainian. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us here. We meet here at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And we go as long as we go until we get everybody read. And then uh, we do readings for $10 per card. You ask your question, you donate on Venmo or PayPal, and $10 per card. I do a live reading for you on YouTube. Can't remember what platform we're on YouTube. And we do this every Wednesday. We're doing this. We did it last week was our first one. This is our second one. I think this has been really great. It's been really successful. We've been having lovely times with you guys answering questions. If you want to find out more about this, what's the rule? You go to tarotforkindness.com. Tarotforkindness.com is the little page on my website that I made to tell you and explain to you what we're doing and remind you of the time. Add it to your calendar, or better yet, subscribe to Madame Pamita and click that little bell button, and you'll get notified when there's a moth coming around because I have my ring light on. Go shoot. So you can go there and you can find out all about it. We'll meet back here next Wednesday, same time, and do readings for you guys. We'd love to see you again. You can ask a fun reading. You can just say, hey, do a 1-card pull for me. Donate $10, I'll do a 1-card pull. Or you could have a big reading, 10 cards, donate $100 and you can have 10 cards. How many readings per person, says Adrija? Oh my gosh, Adrija is going to be my best customer next week, I can tell. You can have as many as you want, as many as you donate. So it's $10 per card. So $10 is a 1-card reading, $30 is a 3-card reading, $50 is a 5-card reading, and you can do as many as you want. As long as you donate, we can do it all night long. So we'll hope you'll join us again next week, okay? We'll be putting out the word. I'll be putting it on Instagram and all my places, and we'll be announcing it in an email soon. You come back next week, Adrija. Oh, A. Miral says my reading was so spot on. Thank you. I love that, you guys. We've been having such a wonderful time doing these readings. And even if you're not getting your question answered, if you want to join and just listen, you'll learn a lot about tarot cards because I describe the cards. I talk about what it can mean in a reading. It's a great way if you're somebody that's learning tarot for you to get some experience or see how someone else sees the cards. And you might say, oh, I like that meaning, or I don't see that so much. That's fine. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun here, and we're raising money to feed Ukrainian seniors. That's the most important thing. You guys are amazing. With you, we're keeping 4 Ukrainian seniors fed right now, which is amazing. So I thank you so much. I want to say thank you to you, Yvonne, for getting up at 5 a.m, before 5 a.m. Oh my gosh, to join us here. Yeah, so you make the donation. Adrija, do you want to make one today, or you want to do it next week? What do you think? We'll find out what she says. We can do it next week. It's all right if you want to do it next week. So thank you to Yvonne for getting up so early. I know you're sleepy. I hope you get a nap this afternoon, maybe after you
Maybe
feed
this
the
is
grannies.
why I like the card with all so much.
Because you're like an owl. Is the sun coming up now?
Yeah, it's almost 7. It will
Yeah.
be a bright sunny day
Oh,
in different senses.
I hope you have a beautiful day with your grannies today. I look forward to seeing those stories. And you guys follow Yvonne. Great, Adrija, next week. I will love that. if you want to see the grannies that you're helping, go follow Yvonne. Go to tarotforkindness.com. You'll see Yvonne's Instagram and Yvonne's Facebook. Go follow him. Go friend him. You can be his friend. He can even give you a phone call and he'll tell you about what's going on in Kyiv, in Ukraine, right? What's going on. And he'll tell you about the grannies that he's helping. And it's a wonderful way to connect. You can have a Ukrainian friend, a friend living in Ukraine, right? Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, I prefer every relations or friendship to have a face. So this is why I prefer to call people. And when you see eyes, when you see mimics, emotions, it gives you much more knowledge about the person.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't like texting too much. I prefer calling.
I know every time I always am like sending texts because our time difference is so great. I don't want to bother you or, you're not on. It's the middle of the day for me and you're sleeping. But you're always like, hey, we have to have a phone call. We got to chat. We got to talk. I got to catch up. I miss you. I miss you too. All right, Yvonne, thank you so much. Thank you again. Say hello to your beautiful wife, Yulia. Say hello to Danny when they get up. Yeah, the time change was a huge difference in Bosnia, says Beauty and Glamour Magic, when I was getting up, when people in the US were going to bed. Adrija says, you guys are doing such a noble thing, so kind. Well, it's important to me. When you see these beautiful grannies, that if you follow Yvonne, go follow Yvonne on Instagram and Facebook, please, you guys, and go see what he's doing. And you will be it will warm your heart. It will warm your heart that you donated it and you made a difference in someone's life. Like you directly can see the person that you made a difference in your life and you can see the difference that you made. I mean, that's huge. That's why I love what you're doing, Yvonne, because it's grassroots. It's real. You're doing this because you care. And it's like we get to see the result. We get to see those happy grannies, which is such a...
Yeah, the result is quick. It's as quick as your tarot reading. So immediate. So you donate it, the next day you see the results.
Yeah. So today, the money that we raised today, the 100 and whatever it was that we raised today. Yeah. Cynthia says we'll be able to view this later. Yeah. The video is going to be up later. Don't worry about that. The video is going to stay up and live on YouTube forever. So you just look for the date. But right now, I'm going to send Yvonne some money. He's going to have it right away. And he's going to buy the groceries with that money and feed grannies today with the money you guys so generously gave. All right. Last week's was available for replaying too. All right, you guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for helping these Ukrainian elders, these people living in Ukraine. It's such a scary time. I mean, it's such a scary time. I just, I try not to worry too much, but I think about you guys all the time. And this is one of my ways that I can help. And that's as important to me, is to offer that help. So I'm glad that we were able to do it. I'm glad you guys stepped up and got readings. Thank you so much. Be safe, Yvonne, says Amy Ral, says, be safe. Yes, be safe. You are very safe though. And take care of those beautiful grannies. Okay. Send them our love. Tell them all the kids in the States, kids. I'm almost as old as them. Well, I'm a kid to them, maybe, right? But tell them we're thinking of them and we love them and we care about them and we really want them to be okay. And we are going to get through this together. And then soon I can come to Ukraine and I can visit and I can meet all these grannies. That's what I want to do with you.
Andrea, I have just seen your request. I will make you my friend on Facebook.
Great.
I mean, your invitation.
Great. Yes. If you go follow Yvonne, you'll have a brand new friend. Really, I'm telling you, and a great friend too. All right, you guys, have a great evening. I'm going to go relax now. I've been working all day. So.
Okay, till the next
guys.
week. And
right.
as Australians say, instead of good night, na nice.
Na
This
nice.
is an Australian expression, yeah.
All righty, well, have a great.
And they don't till tomorrow. Don't say something like this. They say, see ya when I see ya. So
That's
when I
right.
see ya, nice.
You know what I learned too is like instead of saying do pobачення, which is goodbye, you say papa. That's like the
Mhm.
kids. It's like the trendy thing that the Ukrainian kids are doing. Papa. So we'll say, Papa, we'll see you soon. We'll see all of you next week, same time, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you here. Subscribe to
Yeah.
Madam Pamita, click the bell to get the notifications, and we'll see you then. All right, you guys, have a great evening, everybody. Bye.